In this lecture, I am going to explain what is OOPS. OOPS is actually a programming paradigm, means a programming methodology. OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming System. We are studying about OOPS because Java programming language adheres to this paradigm, this programming methodology. There are two basic building blocks of OOPS. One is objects, another is classes. See, an object, what is an object? All the entities in this world are objects. You are an object, I am an object, a computer is an object, a table is an object, an employee is an object, a student is an object, a fan is an object. All the things that we see in our daily life, they are objects. And later we will learn that all the objects, any object of this world will necessarily belong to a class. Class means category. Always remember, any object of this world will necessarily have two things: data and functions. For example, suppose there is an employee, David. So this employee, David, will be an object. He will have employee code, first name, last name, date of birth, salary, etc. All these are data. Now, there will be a function to add the record of a new employee, another function to calculate his net salary, a function to calculate his income tax, a function to print the report of an employee, all the employees, and so on. Now, all these are functions. So you can easily distinguish between data and functions. I will give you another example. Suppose there is a student called Alan. Alan is a student and he is an object. He will have registration number of his university, name, father's name, course subjects, fee, date of birth, etc. All these are data. Now, there will be a function to add the record of a new student, another function to calculate the percentage of marks, another function to delete the record of a student who has left, a function to print the rank-wise report of all the students who appeared in the exam. Now we come to class. As I told you, all the objects in this all the objects in this world, they belong to a class, means a category. A class is just like a performer. It's like a blueprint, right? And a class would be consisting of data and functions which will be applied to the objects it will be representing. A class, again I repeat it, a class is an encapsulation of data and functions. That means it consists of various data and functions which will be applied on the objects that will be created for this class. See, I have come up with 3 examples. This is the first class employees. This class employees will be having data and functions. Now listen carefully. This data that I am talking about, this data would be regarding the employees only, means employee code, employee salary, employee first name, last name, address, telephone number, etc. And as we were discussing earlier, the functions would be like, if any new employee joins the company, a function will be there to add the record of that employee. If an employee leaves the company, there will be a function to delete the record of that employee. There will be a function to calculate the net salary, to income tax of that employee, etc. All these will be called functions, and data plus functions, this whole thing will constitute this class called employees. So There is next example class customers. Now this class customers would be having data and functions exclusively related with customers. In data, like we people can have customer code, customer name, customer balance amount, customer date of purchase, etc. And there can be functions, like we can have a function to calculate the billing amount of the customer, to print the report of all the customers, etc. Similarly, we can have another class products. Now again, I repeated, this class products would be having data and functions related only and only with products. Like that, in data we can have product code, product description, product price, etc. And in functions we can have like the printing of report of all the products which are available. Then we can have the printing of all the features of a product. We can have a function that will add the new product that has arrived in the stock, etc.